Hey, this is Steve Stoacci, and in this 2-minute tip, I'm going to talk all about how I use Solo Boost. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another 2-minute tip for your Line 6 Helix, HX Stomp, Helix Native, Pod Go, HX FX, whatever the heck you got. This will work for everything that you guys are doing. So this is how I get my Solo Boost sounds. This is a video for my man Griffin GTR, always commenting on my videos. Always appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching my videos and being patient with me until I made this one. But he's been requesting this video for the longest time, so here you go, Griffin. This one's for you. I seriously regret to inform you guys, my Solo Boosts, when I make a lead patch or a lead sound, a lead snapshot, it's different every time based on what my needs are for that track, for that song, for that session. It's never quite the same, but I do have a simpler approach for different applications. When I'm using my touring presets, I have snapshots that are literally dialed in to do things for exact songs. So different things that I need to cut exactly through the band the way I need it to be, and it's never the same way twice, or at least I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I don't have an exact specific method for this. But what I will tell you is almost always on any Solo Boost patch or preset that I have, I always use the volume block. So I always put a volume block, and we'll go to HXN and I'll show you right where I put this. I always take a volume block and I will put it after everything. So sometimes I'll put it here, and then sometimes I'll put it after the IR. Sometimes I'll do this with an EQ pedal. So if I go to, what else do I got? I got my Placated Power preset, right? Or I got, yeah, Placated Power. This, you see it says my cleaner snapshot. I've got this set to 0, but then when I go to my lead patch, my lead snapshot has a plus 2.2 decibel boost to it. So sometimes I'll do it from an EQ, sometimes I'll do it from a gain block. This changes all the time. So if I look at one of my touring presets, this is an actual touring preset that I use on stage all the time, all year long. You'll see my twang boost, Steve Solo, and I have two solo presets. I have two solo snapshots in this because I'm selfish and have different sounds. One's a little bit cleaner, one's a little bit dirtier, one's a twangy lead. I don't know, I just have different applications for these, okay? So let's look at all I need. All I need is my basic rhythm sound for this. And what I have here, I got my Tima pedal, 4853, roughly thereabout. And then when I go into Steve Solo, you'll see my Tima, the gain jumps up to 10. Also different amp settings, you'll see how my amp settings change, but you'll notice that the Solo Boost, that this right here, this volume block is toggling on and off also. So yeah, there really isn't any specific thing that I do on my touring presets. Now, you got to realize these are tweaked over months and months and months of playing with them. So it's a little bit hard to exactly judge based on those. Whereas this is another preset that I use for local gigs. So this I just have set up like a regular pedal board, and inside of this, when I hit my mode switch, it takes me into a pedal board, and that's where I use my boost here. So what I have set up here is that I'll use this Scream 808. Nope, not the compulsive drive there. Where is it? There it is. I'll use this Scream 808, and you know, just regular bass settings, nothing crazy, just to give me a little bit of a mid boost and some volume and a little bit of gain. I like to add a little bit of gain because I play really hard rhythm, so when I'm really hitting, it's important for me to add a little bit of gain when I'm soloing, because when I try to solo, I really don't want to hit hard because it slops up my playing. So my touch gets a lot softer when I'm soloing compared to when I'm digging in playing rhythm guitar. So I do always add a little bit of gain from either the amp, a pedal, anywhere. Again, it's not the same. I don't have a set method. I try to keep things different and interesting, always changing them up. So in this preset, again, this is just a gigging preset that if I were to set up at a jam or just show up, this is fun, something that would get me through it. Cover band gig, no problem. Again, I have my gain. Where is she? That's my volume pedal. I have gain, plus 3 dB. different bands will also have different levels of boost that's needed. With Jessica Lynn band, I might need a little bit more because there's a 7-piece band. The band that I use this for is, I'm the only electric guitar. So I don't need that much to boost me up above the band compared to when I'm in a 7-piece band. So again, this is something that you really need to tweak on your own and figure out as you go. But in general, that gain block is always there. Always plus 2, 3 dB, sometimes even up to 5. If it's a real banger and that everybody's really hitting away on in the band, then you need that extra dB to get above it. Happens at rehearsal where you got to really determine this. And at gigs, if you listen back to tapes and you say, I can't hear my solo on that song, go back, bump that SOB up, and go for it. The last thing I want to mention about solo boosting is that I think it's important to not overdo the bass on your solo sound. So with snapshots in the Helix, I think it's great that I can literally change the amp sounds for a solo sound. But I feel like what a lot of players do and a lot of misconception comes from, you need more low end for a fatter sound, and I don't think that could be any further from the truth. I do think it depends on your setup, obviously, what type of guitar you're playing, but when you're on the neck pickup especially, I think that what makes those so clear and punchy is that lack of bass. So for some of these solo patches, I literally take my bass all the way down to 1 or 2 because I can do that in the Helix with the snapshots. Or like the Tima has a bass cut. You can use that just to get some of that muddiness out, and that helps your sound cut through. Because the more bass you add to your sound, the more muddy it gets, and you can't really understand the note or what the note's trying to say. So cutting out that bass definitely clears it up. You can also bump up mids. And it's pretty much amp EQ 101 is that if you want to have a good solo boost, you could bump up your mids. A lot of times in snapshots, I do that right from the amp. Sometimes I'll use the simple EQ. There's a little 5-band EQ or whatever it is, and you just take the 2200 kilohertz and just bump it up and then give yourself a little bit more volume. It helps clean up your signal and punch you through the mix a little bit more. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments what you use for your solo boost for the Helix, and let's get a conversation going because I'm always trying to learn more. I'm always open to hearing what you guys have to say. So please, please, please let me know what you're doing in the comments, and I want to talk about it. I want to know. I want to learn. So that's pretty much what I do for my solo boost. I hope this helps you guys out. And if it does, please give the video a like, shoot me a comment, just let me know. And if you didn't like it, I really don't care. Go yourself. But thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.